Part 1. White Clouds. Ethereal Moon. The Cause of Sorrow.
Oh, this is the chapter. Oh, I forgot about that.
Though most stars will still glimmer in the crisp winter air, the blue sea star has gone back into hiding. Legend states that the goddess prays for peace from her home in the heavens. In the town of Garreg-Mach, the anniversary of the monastery's completion nears, and the people's prayers intensify ahead of the Millennium Festival, still 5 years hence.
It's Aloyse's birthday. Give him flowers. You're curious to know how Linhardt is doing. Go for a visit. Yes. Are you thinking about the battle?
It's just, I was wondering why it seems as if no one values their own lives. Why do we fight until we die? Why do we kill without hesitation? I hate it. I don't like taking lives, or even the sight of blood. In the last battle, some of the soldiers under my command died for foolish reasons. Those soldiers could have pulled back. Instead, they kept fighting and were overrun. Am I supposed to be satisfied with the victory alone, even at the cost of such life?
No, I couldn't be satisfied with that.
Exactly. I don't see the point. Honor? That's a foolish reason to give your life. Glory? Even worse. Just the thought frightens me. I'm not suited for battle, Professor.
There are some fights you can't run from.
I suppose that's the nature of the world, isn't it? Professor, you take the time to lead me and teach me like this every day. Could the reason be that you don't want me to die on the battlefield?
As long as I'm here, I won't let you die.
That's a bold statement, Professor. But for whatever reason, I want to believe you. You really are a strange person, you know. Professor, I wish to ask something of you. I don't want to kill. I don't want blood on my hands.
You already do.
I just want to lie on my back and soak up the sun filtering down through the trees. And I want you to help me make that a reality.
We are planning a grand ball for this month. I'm sure the students will be most pleased.
Yes, certainly. However, we must not devote all of our time to frivolity. We have a new mission for you. We have found evidence of someone sneaking into an unused chapel.
Was something stolen?
No, there is nothing of value in that building. We do not yet know what the intruder's objectives are.
This month, your class is tasked with guarding the chapel and investigating these intruders. With the recent state of affairs surrounding the Holy Church, we cannot afford to overlook any abnormality, no matter how seemingly trivial.
I am ordering a seasoned knight to assist you to ensure the safety of the students. In times like these, I am afraid we must always expect the worst.
That's reassuring.
Reporting for duty, Lady Rhea.
I thought you two could use the time to bond. And to speak of important matters.
Appreciate the thought.
Bear in mind that Gerald has a separate mission of his own. He will join you once he has finished it.
It's true. I'll be away from the monastery for a while. But when I return, I'll come and watch you work. I'll be looking forward to it.
Right. Hubert and Dorothea B support.
Hey there, Hubie. I've been thinking about our conversation the other day, and I've just got to know, do you really love Adie?
If it's one or the other, I suppose it would be closer to love than to hate. Why?
I knew it! That's why you work so hard for Adie. Oh, Hubie, I finally get you. You're just another servant suffering from unrequited love for their mistress.
You completely misunderstand. Unrequited love. Do I really look like the kind of drooling simpleton to have that kind of motivation?
I'd like to say yes, but I know you just argue. Fine, Hubie. Tell me your situation.
My situation is simple. I am walking a path.
Oh, do go on.
Everyone has a path in life. Lady Edelgard has shown me mine. It is just beside her own. So we walk together side by side. We stride ever forward, yielding to nothing and to no one.
So, you're sharing the same dream?
Bluntly, yes. But it's more than just a shared dream. I have many feelings toward Lady Edelgard. Gratitude, respect, awe, empathy, trust, hope.
Okay. I was teasing you, but I gotta say I'm just a little bit jealous of you and Adie. That you're able to embrace these feelings and stride forward along the same path. You're lucky, Hubie. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to experience anything so utterly operatic.
Why not?
Because I figure the best quality in a partner would be that they make me happy. And loving another is really about wanting to be loved. I'm pretty sure that's different from how things are with you and Adie.
Oh, respect. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, do I have to do that, don't I? Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
Tomas. No. Solon, was it not? And the Flame Emperor. It is most clear that something has transpired, and it relates to you somehow. Or is the fault my own, and you're just caught inside the wave? Sothis, the goddess of this world. I bear her name. How confusing. I feel as though my head has turned to mush.
Am I going crazy, or does Sothis' eyes follow the camera? Feels like it did. I'm probably wrong.
Before the ball, it is customary that we host a competition of dance known as the White Heron Cup. The students are quite fond of this tradition. Each house must select a representative to compete. Their dance shall be judged by its beauty, grace, and technique. The student who is deemed the winner will be given the opportunity to train as a dancer, should they so please. It is a very precious thing, the gift of dance. I hope that you and your students will choose to participate. May I ask a favor of you?
I have looked into Tomas, but I just cannot make sense of this at all. From his behavior up until now, I never would have suspected that a man like him could turn on us. I have also discovered that his appearance has changed. It is almost as if he is not even human. What in the world is going on?
Well,
Indeed. Gerig Mach Monastery is said to have been completed during the ethereal moon. Why, 995 years ago, as a matter of fact. That's rather a long time ago, don't you think? Every year, a ball is held to celebrate the founding, and every 100 years, a very special celebration takes place. It's a grand festival involving all of Gerig Mach. It is thrilling to read of past festivals, and I'm rather excited to experience one for myself. Once in a lifetime, eh? The next one, in 5 years, will mark a millennium. Should be quite an event. Do you imagine you'll still be here teaching then?
Oh yeah, isn't this chapter the halfway point for Crimson Flower? Because there's technically 17 chapters.
well.
Oh my. Nah, Tomas wouldn't betray the church. I don't believe it. I won't believe it. There's some people in the church who hate people like me who are from Elmira, but Tomas was always real kind. But if he really was Lady Rhea's enemy, well, I'd defend her against anybody, no matter how kind they'd been in the past.
What's this about? The ball? Knights don't participate. It's an event for students, but it does pique the interest of some knights in particular. Alois can't dance, but I hear he likes to watch. He volunteered to judge the White Heron Cup. Not that I care.
Yeah, Dorothy is going to be my dancer.
Too much merriment. The librarian betrayed us, the Death Knight is back. Is this the time to be throwing a ball?
The ball. A grim reminder of my sad reality. The other nobles will be fine, I'm sure. They've all been to events like this before. But me? I'm a noble and I've never even been close to one of these things. What is a White Heron Cup anyway? What? A dance competition? That's terrifying! We need a representative for our class? Please, anyone but Bernie!
Nah.
What a relief. Thank you so much, Professor.
I wouldn't torture Bernie like that. I'm not that mean.
Oh, now where did that Ingrid run off to? The ball is soon, and she hadn't even put on any makeup. I was trying to help her out. While we're on the subject of the ball, what's this I hear about a dance competition? Physical activity isn't my forte, but dancing can be fun. If there's no one else you'd rather select, I'm happy to represent our class. Are you sure?
Oh.
Great. Just great. It's that time when all the students get all lovey-dovey. You're new, but you know about the ball, yeah? I can't bear it. Young love is wasted on the young. They can't appreciate it to its fullest. Ugh. I wish I could fall in love too. Oh, speaking of the ball, Professor, Have you selected your representative for the dance contest yet? If you don't, the contest will go on without your house, and that would be embarrassing.
No.
Professor, Professor, I used to think I would be comfortable with all manner of experiments, so long as they provided usable results. But when I heard of Solon's work, well, I realized I'd not considered the moral and philosophical limits of what all manner of experiments might mean. Sorry, I'm not great with blood. Even when I'm just thinking about it, I feel a bit ill now. Let us change the subject and settle my stomach. I assume you've heard about the dance competition? Have you chosen a representative yet? Or... oh my, you haven't, have you? Have you come to tell me I'm to be it?
I didn't mean to pick
I can dance, in theory, but I dare say in practice things may go very differently.
No. Wait, okay, I need to be right back. I need to be right back. Oh no. Right, I've gotten back to where I was. Spoken to everyone, everything's sorted. Everything's back to how it should be.
I think that's wise. I simply can't really be bothered. What I mean to say is, I lack the confidence.
I did not want Linhart to be my dancer.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of how I met my wife. I was at a village's harvest festival. There was a full moon, bathing everything in its cool glow. She appeared out of nowhere, dancing gracefully in the moonlight. A lovely fairy.
That's a wonderful story.
We soon fell in love and tied the knot. Now we have a daughter who's as bright and beautiful as a sunny morning. So, whenever I see people dancing, I think of my wife, and my heart does a little waltz.
Aww. Dun, dun, dun,
Hello there. This one, yes. 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 Thank you. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. You have a good eye. You have a good. You have a good eye. You have a good eye. You have a good eye. You have a good. You have a good eye. 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 A pleasure to come again.
Hey there. Is this? There you go. 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 Come back anytime.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Other than the legend of the Goddess Tower, of course. Have you heard the students talking about it? On the last night of the ethereal moon, on the same night as the ball, if a man and a woman go to the Goddess Tower and make a wish, it's sure to come true. I have a wish, but I can't find anybody to make it with me.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I need to have that be with Edelgard. Hang on. I need to find Edelgard and give her a gift. 'Cause I remember I had a negative heart thing with her last match.
I've been thinking of inviting a girl from a different house to the Goddess Tower on the night of the ball.
But here's the twist. She's from a family with a much more significant and storied past than mine. I wonder if she'd ever stoop to going out with the humble son of a knight.
Just move.
Great work in Remire Village, Professor. Who would have ever guessed it was Tomas? But no. Now isn't the time to get lost in gloomy thoughts.
Mercedes locked me in her room for hours earlier. She was slathering pounds of makeup onto my face, saying something or other about the ball. It really wore me out.
Pounds?
I can't believe this. I'm so angry right now. First it's the Death Knight, and now Tomas, but neither of them are in custody. I can't stand the thought of such evil lurking in the world. We have to do something about this. I have to do something about this.
We will.
Sorry about that, Professor. I'm just so frustrated right now. I need something to take my mind off things. That reminds me, if you're looking for a volunteer, I'd be happy to represent our class in the White Heron Cup. I'm an excellent dancer.
No.
You really think you can find a better dancer than me?
Yes.
It cannot be true that our siblings in arms could turn against us so. However, I will continue investigating members of the church. To think that even someone as senior as Tomas would fall under suspicion. I know not how far to take my search.
Everyone. Even the knights.
Unlike the monks, the Knights of Seros are Lady Rhea's direct subordinates. Some are in quite unique circumstances, but I cannot think any of them would betray us.
Oh.
It cannot...
There will be if they join our side.
I have a request.
Wow. Certain few.
The ball is coming up soon. I am so excited. I can't wait to fill up on food while everyone's dancing. I even heard there'll be some prime cuts of meat.
It seems the dastards who set Remire Village aflame have yet to be apprehended. Monsters. Trampling mercilessly over innocent lives. They deserve a gruesome end.
Even though there is to be a ball, we still have a mission. It would be nice if this month passed by in peace.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of my first such event, back in the Imperial capital. It was held by my father, the Prime Minister. I really showed off my dancing skills. Everyone was quite impressed with me. Do you see what I am trying to say here? Do not make me beg you. Please choose me as our representative for the White Heron Cup. If you really think someone is better suited for it, I will not argue.
Dancing of Fodlan is not the same as dancing from Brigid. The reason is, maybe that the music has many differences. In Brigid, dancing is different for each person. Our dancing has vigor and ferocity. There is no speech of technique for our dancing. However, I harbor much interest in the dancing of Fodlan. Very much. Are you choosing me to represent at the White Heron Cup? Or are you not? I have understanding. You believe that I cannot grab the victory, I am guessing?
No, it's not that. I just want someone else as a dancer because you're more useful as a swordmaster. In my opinion.
There's a certain gentleman I'd like to invite to a rendezvous at the Goddess Tower. However, I can't imagine he'd be interested in a sheltered ingenue like myself. It's hard to pluck up the courage when that's where my thoughts always take me.
I think I asked this last time, but again, what's an ingenue?
Another month full of chaos. I've barely had time to catch my breath. What is the objective of Tomas and his ilk?
You would know,
and
wouldn't
what
you?
makes Flames so special? Does that not bother you? On a lighter note, I've heard you've yet to choose a class representative for the White Heron Cup. It's not something I'm interested in, but If no one else wants to do it, then I will shoulder the burden.
No.
Wise. Better to choose someone with more charm.
Well,
Charm is a very important stat when it comes to dances.
Oh no. What happened in Ramire was indescribable. The whole village burned to the ground. So many were left without even a home to return to. Thankfully, Her Grace the Archbishop has invited those who lost everything to stay at Garreg Mach. I pray that they will be able to return to their once peaceful lives as soon as possible. Until that day, we of the Church must join together and do all that we can to help them rebuild.
Hello there.
Hey!
A ball? I don't think I'll partake.
Okay. Hello, Professor. The ball will soon be upon us. I can feel my heart fluttering already. I have never danced in front of people before. Not even once in all my life. I am very much looking forward to it. Have you heard yet about the White Heron Cup?
No.
If you have yet to choose a representative, do you mind terribly if I volunteer?
No.
Understood. Oh well. Either way, I am still so excited about the ball.
Everybody must be rejected.
Last month was, well, you know even better than I do. I hope this one will be more cheerful. This ball, though, I don't know. It's all new to me.
So, Tomas the librarian was a bad guy? But he always seemed so nice. Oh, come on, Self, you're better than this. You promised you'd be on top of things this month.
Someone entered the old chapel. I think the townsfolk used it for feasts and such in the past. With that whole Tomas business, you can't blame the church for being on edge.
Hello.
I'm glad the Ramire village situation got sorted out, but it's not over yet, is it? And I can't believe old Tomas turned out to be an enemy. Who can you trust anymore?
No one, not even yourself. Dun, 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 dun.
The area with the old chapel was supposed to be off limits. It was at risk of collapse, so they didn't even post guards. It's not too strange. Does that surprise you? Meh. Garreg Mach has lots of places that are blocked off for one reason or another. That's true of the underground Holy Mausoleum as well as the Northern Woods. People call it the Sealed Forest, but as far as I can tell, it's nothing special. Just a forest.
With a ritual ground on it. Dun.
This is a rare opportunity to enjoy yourself. Please, leave everything else to us. The Ramire village incident, the search for Tomas, we have it handled. You just focus on enjoying the ball with your students. It's for the good of everyone, don't you think? If the professors walk around in a state of distress, the students will be uneasy too.
Oh, I got lost for a second. I was like, where's Edelgard?
Our life in Ramire village is gone. Father and mother, gone. Why couldn't you have arrived just a little sooner?
Sorry. Right, you're gonna be my dancer, but I want to see what everyone else's reaction is to say no.
Hey!
long-awaited ball. Finally, an opportunity to showcase my exquisite skills on the dance floor. These skills were ingrained in me when I was a boy. My hands and feet move on pure instinct.
It's true that Tomas was employed here under the recommendation of House Ordelia, but that's all I know of the topic. I never even seen him prior to enrolling here. Even when he was supposedly in Ordelia territory, I never once saw him there. I'm still feeling bothered by all of this, but there's not much else I can say about it right now. Right. It's the dance this month, isn't it? Can't see how anyone would be much in the mood for dancing, considering. Although I suppose the White Heron Cup does sound pretty fun.
No.
It would probably be more logical to ask someone who likes dancing in the first place, so I certainly understand.
Some scary things have been happening lately. I hope that this month, of all months, is peaceful. The ball is coming up and everything. Although I'm not much of a dancer, actually.
It's almost time for the ball! Oh my, am I excited! This being a school, we don't have many chances to get dressy.
Legend has it that long ago, a female student from the academy met with a mysterious man at the Goddess Tower. They fell in love at first sight and were bound together forever after. But that's not the really interesting part. The incredible part is that the man was apparently the Adrestian Emperor himself. Oh, what I wouldn't give to fall in love at first sight with a splendid and powerful gentleman. I want my own fairy tale romance, and I want it now.
Everyone's in such a festive mood. I feel a bit out of my element here. I can't help but worry something might happen while we're all distracted. After all, our enemies are always plotting. Still, this air of levity is much more agreeable than the grim atmosphere of late.
True.
By the way, have you chosen our house's representative for the White Heron Cup? If nobody else comes to mind, I'm willing to take up the challenge, Professor. I see. If you believe there's someone more qualified, I certainly won't object.
Okay.
I wonder if Remire Village will ever be the same again. How do you recover from such a terrible event? So many dead, so much destroyed. I can't see how the whole village doesn't just end up abandoned. I'm sorry, Professor. I'm talking about such grim and terrible things when we could be talking about the White Heron Cup. It's a big dance contest between the classes, and I simply adore dancing. I'm quite good at it, since I was a diva in an opera company, you know.
Yes.
I think my heart just skipped a beat. You want me to represent the class? I'm not sure when I last experienced such flattery, Professor. Hey, Professor. You're here to help me practice for the dance contest?
Yes.
How was that? Was my dancing everything you hoped for and more? I certainly enjoyed it. We simply must do it again. Soon.
Oh, your charm's fine.
Whoa. I hope you're up for a challenge.
No. Oh. I hear you've chosen your representative for the White Heron Cup. In that case, a word of advice. On an average year, the winning contestant has about this much charm.
30.
Charm is important, wouldn't you agree? Who wants a partner with no charm? Not me. Do your best, make sure to put in the practice, and good luck.
I towards the gatekeeper.
Pardon me.
Greeting!
Need to speak to Gilbert.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I just robbed a student for you. I just robbed one of my students for you.
Hi. Impressive. Nice work.
Delicious. After a scrumptious.
This is my...
I would...
Oh.
This is... While I have...
This isn't... Eating...
Is that all of my students? Right. Ferdinand and Mercedes B+ support.
You know, stepping in to prevent extortion, that was quite brave of you.
What? Oh, you're talking about that time in town. I wouldn't say I did anything brave, really. I just asked what was going on.
No need to be humble. Helping the weak is precisely what a virtuous noble does.
I don't think what I did is quite the same thing.
What do you mean by that?
The point I was trying to make is that some things in this world can't be bought or sold with money. I think I let myself get a little too worked up, though. It's just, when I saw it happening, it reminded me of my own past.
Your past? You were originally a daughter of House Bartels, a minor noble family, I heard. You abandoned your title, and now you live as a commoner. Is there more to the story? Pray tell.
Life was becoming difficult for us, so my mother and I fled from House Bartels. We found refuge in a small church in Fargus and lived there for a few years. A man appeared one day and said that he wanted to adopt me.
It was obvious that he only cared about my bloodline and crest. The priest refused to let me go, but the man used his money to overwhelm the church. In the end, I had no choice but to leave with him. That soldier we saw? I guess he just reminded me of my adoptive father.
The man who exploited you so that he could join the nobility. Yes, I understand. But I must confess, that part of the story confuses me. There is nothing to gain from having a noble title. What's so funny?
I never thought I'd hear you question the value of nobility, Ferdinand.
Oh, well, that is not quite what I meant. Using someone else to obtain high status, with no effort and no accomplishment? Certainly you can obtain a title like that, but it hardly makes you a noble.
I completely agree.
By the same token, although you are legally a commoner, in your heart, you are a proud and virtuous noble. That is what I think, at any rate.
Ferdinand, Caspar and Bernadetta be Caspar and Bernadetta be support.
Hi.
Well, well, if it isn't Bernadetta, what brings you here?
Am I bothering you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll come back another time.
Well, don't leave yet, you just got here. Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yes. Do you remember that time in town?
In town? Oh, you mean when all those thieves showed up? Whew, that was rough. I heard a bunch of people got robbed.
No, not that. I mean the time I was carried off.
Some thieves tried to carry you off? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just tell me which way they went. I'm gonna...
That's not what I mean. Oh, just forget it.
Wait, don't go. What are you trying to ask me?
Will you really listen this time?
Of course. Sorry. You have my full attention.
Do you remember when you carried me to that spot with a really pretty view? Where is that place? I've been looking all over.
The place I took you with the view. Oh, right. Okay, first you go out of the monastery, and actually it's kind of tricky to explain. Come on, I'll just take you there again, but pay attention this time.
Wait, what are you? No, not again! Stop! Put me
Right, that's all the support conversations, so...
My effort. No. Pray. No. I'm.
put this to...
Question for you. That was surprisingly
Professor!
So much!
This should be easy for us.
We did.
Oh yeah!
What was that name again? Oh, this is frustrating me to no end. I simply can't recall. Oh, I have it. Xanadu. That's it. It was not long ago that we were there. And still, I somehow managed to forget. Well, that place brought back some fragments of my memory. I cannot help but wonder why. I feel we must return to find some answers there. Yes, you are right. For as the saying goes, there is no time like the present.
Our professor is sneaking off alone. Where to, I wonder?
I don't recall hearing of any such plans for our class. Perhaps we should follow.
Intrigued, are we? Yes, let's do just that. We will consider it extra training.
Yes, it is all coming back to me. This structure. Oh, but it's as though my memories are clouded. The most important pieces are obscured. But I once called this home. I have no doubt. I seem to recall something on the other side of that wall. I cannot see it, but I can still feel it. It is not my imagination. I know this to be true. We are already deep within this valley. Oh, what was that awful sound? This is no time to joke around. Do not pretend you didn't hear. Look, there, at the entrance of the valley, a giant shadow. it now? Those hungry wolves. That howl must have riled them up. We have no choice but to fight our way out. Give it your all.
It's good we've caught up with the professor, but this situation is hard to put into words, actually.
Wolves to the front, hawks to the rear, and what appears to be a demonic beast at the canyon's mouth.
A wild beast at that. Or perhaps it's more fitting to call it a stray.
If we can't prevail over that demonic beast, we won't make it out of the Red Canyon alive. The first thing we need to do is reunite with our professor. The wolves are closing in.
Stay focused.
Oh no.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Put me in there!
As you wish.
You could have at least tried. That was fun to watch.
I will get the victory.
I will prevail.
Leave it to me.
Battle.
That's my cue.
Dictable. Watch and learn. Yeah.
Warhawks. This is bad. We'll be caught from both sides.
There's nothing. Predictable. Sure.
It's time.
Well done.
With only my
Not so fast.
You're irrelevant.
Am I done yet? I guess hard work.
Let's keep at it.
making me look bad.
Back to the fray.
The hawks are still coming. Perhaps we should see to those before we deal with the beast.
This over yet?
Thanks for helping.
Allow me to demonstrate. You're better than I thought.
What a thrill!
Not.
Caution is needed. I thank you. I will get the victory. I needed that.
Just like that.
Our work is done? My, things did not go as planned. Let us return before any more hawks or wolves join us. But what was that demonic beast doing within the Red Canyon?
I'm glad that you are safe, Professor. It was rather reckless of you to venture out alone like that.
I suppose we came out here without permission too. If we all wish to avoid punishment, perhaps we can all agree that we came out here for an extracurricular activity. Let's leave it at that.
Still, I would like to know what brought you to this valley in the first place.
Oh dear, I put us in a bit of danger there. We are most fortunate that those delinquents followed us. You very nearly met your end. What a marvelous professor you must be, for all your students to be so concerned. You seem more confident in your ability to teach. But that makes sense, as you have me to help you out. How disappointing to have dived so deeply into danger, and yet to have nothing to show. Huh? What is this strange feeling? My memories. Do you feel them stirring? How curious. You seem to have grown stronger. And all thanks to our journey to Xanadu. It really was worth all that effort. Huh? You found this? I dare say you may find a use for that. You should decide how best to use that thing. But wow, we got a lot out of this trip. It was a bother for a spell, but in the end, I feel we should think fondly of our little trip. We actually had a delightful time, wouldn't you say?
Stay focused.
is getting... Stay focused.
Gotta grab.
Professor.
Ahem. Ladies and gentlemen, my sincerest apologies for the wait. Thank you for gathering here on the eve of the highly anticipated ball to bear witness to the Academy-wide dance competition. Welcome to the White Heron Cup. The competition will be judged by me, your humble servant, Alois Rangel, and also the acclaimed former songstress of the Mittelfrank Opera Company, Manuela Casagranda.
Yes, yes, thank you. Oh, and it should go without saying, but I swear to show no bias to my own house. Got it? Good.
Last but not least, the glamorous assassin who does all of her dancing in the dead of night, Shamir Navrand! The three of us swear on our honor to judge the following proceedings with utmost impartiality and fairness. And with that, will the representatives of each house please make their way to the stage? Contestants, are you ready to dance? And is the band prepared to play? Very well. Begin! That's all, folks! Splendid! All three of you were fantastic! Now, let's hear what the judges have to say.
Oh my, let's see. I suppose I have no choice but to vote for the Black Eagle House. Your performance was exhilarating. My heart is still beating a mile a minute.
I vote for Golden Deer House. Can't say why.
Great feedback, both of you. Well then, let's see. Factoring in my own humble opinion, yes, we have a winner! And I will announce who it is right now, without any delay. The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
I wonder if I can use this to bolster my singing career.
Once more, please give a big round of applause for our talented participants.
We've finished without issue.
This isn't so hard.
I appreciate your effort.
Appreciate it.
We've come such a long way. After all, I was only 4 years old when we first met.
From your perfect memory, Lady Edelgard, I expect nothing short of the utmost precision. Do go on.
Please don't mock me with such frivolous praise. I can hardly recall that day.
Forgive me. I suppose I must have been 6 at the time. I have no recollection of it. My earliest memory of you is of when you were injured. I recall being scolded most sternly by my father. "You are Lady Edelgard's servant," he said. "You must protect her with your life."
I had no idea. But House Vestra has served House Fresfeld for generations. Given that, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Indeed. After that, I made certain to accompany you wherever you went. That is, until the incident.
Ah, when my uncle, Lord Arundel, defected to the kingdom and took me with him.
The sensation of loss that overcame me on that day defies all description. It was as horrific as if I'd lost all my limbs. I left the city in a mad rush to rescue you. My father sent soldiers to capture me. I fought them off for 3 days, but they did finally manage it. Of course, I was only 10. I never would have reached Ferdiad.
I've never heard that story before. So there are things you've never told me.
It wasn't important.
That's beside the point. I wish to know these things. If there's anything else you're keeping from me, please tell me at once.
Respectfully, I decline.
Why? It's a simple order. I really must know.
Speaking of your orders, there was a task you gave me earlier which I have yet to carry out. Excuse me.
Wait just a moment! I just hope he's not hiding anything too worrisome. Caspar, I've been wondering something. Would you be happier if you were the heir to House Burgleys?
Of course! My brother probably wouldn't be too happy about it, though. I've got nothing against him, and I'd hate to cause him trouble, so I guess it wouldn't make me very happy at all.
You may not want to hear this, but your brother is not a good man. He's lazy and greedy, and has always relied on the knowledge that he would inherit a title. That's my impression of him, anyway.
You don't hold anything back, do you? But to be honest, you're not too far off. He's got good reason for it, though. Our grandfather was really obsessed with his second wife. She has a son who she really wanted to become the heir. In the end, though, my grandfather had to step down sooner than expected, so everything went to my father instead. My brother is still really worried about having his future taken from him.
That's the price of taking your own desires into account when choosing an heir. The concept of nobility is decaying, and it's dragging the Empire into the ground with it.
Wow, this conversation is really going there. You may be right, but it's not like the world is ever going to change, right?
It must. I intend to create a world where the best are free to rise to the top and succeed, regardless of their bloodline. The nobility as it is now could not exist in a world like that. I'll make sure of it.
What do you think would happen to me in that kind of world? Would you appoint me as a general or minister of military affairs?
If you were the best suited for that position, I would.
Right, so my life would pretty much stay the same. I'd still have to train, get stronger, and use my abilities to cut my own path. I don't know what I'm gonna do after we graduate. I guess I'll just have to fight for you.
Is that so?
At the base, the front lines, or wherever we might be fighting, I'll be there with all my might.
You were rather quiet in the last battle, Caspar. Not a single war cry to be heard. It was almost as if you weren't even there.
I did it just for you, Hubert. Isn't that what you wanted? Weren't you the one who said my shouting would cause problems?
Yes, I was. And at the time, you seemed intent on ignoring my advice.
Well, that was then. Recently, my behavior caused trouble, just like you said it would. I was shouting the other day and some enemies heard. I pretty much gave our position away and left us open to attack. I mean, it turned out fine in the end, but someone could have died if things had played out differently. Anyway, I did some self-reflecting and realized that I probably shouldn't shout so much. A decision that I'm proud to say I came to all on my own.
All on your own, huh? It was a bad decision. Being too quiet on the battlefield is extremely dangerous.
I'm sorry, what? That's the exact opposite of what you said before.
Having seen you fight in silence, I have no choice but to accept the truth that your shouting is vital.
What in the world are you talking about?
We've all grown used to the way you fight. Your battle cries help morale, and your instructions rise above the din of battle. I would go so far as to say that the soldiers under your command would be lost without the guidance of your booming voice.
I really don't get you, Hubert.
You inspire people. The benefits of your shouting outweigh the risks. Something wrong?
Yeah! I'm back! If you want me to shout, then I'm gonna shout! I'm not even gonna think about it! I knew you'd come around!
Don't get too excited. You'll be ambushed again.
Then I guess I'm gonna have to fight some guys while shouting!
That might have been the wrong approach. Ah, well. No cure for stupidity. I suppose I'll just have to rein him in myself.
Caspar, I have been waiting.
Ferdinand. Waiting for what?
I am going to give you a lesson on the righteous path of the noble.
Righteous path? What? You have a problem with my path now? You think you're more righteous than me?
That remains to be seen. I heard you stopped a robbery in town the other day. Some despicable thief who was robbing an elderly shopkeeper. Rumor has it you didn't wreak as much havoc as usual.
Hey now, I think you're underestimating me here. When the thief showed up, the old shopkeeper was so scared that he could barely stand. I didn't want the guy to pass out, so I had to stay calm while handling the situation. Rather than fighting, I gave my own money to the thief and told him to get out of there. Or else.
How, magnanimous of you.
The thief fell for it and left the shop. That's when I chased him down. I got my money back and gave that thief a good beating. He won't be back here anytime soon.
Ah, so you walloped the scoundrel. That does sound like you. I am finding this story more plausible. Nevertheless, I think...
Hold on. Now it's your turn. I heard a very interesting story about you recently.
My turn, eh? Let's hear this story then.
The way I heard it, you punched a foreign soldier right in the middle of town.
Stop. I know what you are getting at. But you have the wrong idea.
Let's hear your version then.
I had been browsing for weapons at a rundown stall. Suddenly, a man seized the stall's owner and started dragging him away. Someone with a less generous spirit might say the peddler had it coming. His wares were quite inferior after all. But without a moment's hesitation, I leapt to his aid and soundly defeated the goon.
Well done. Sounds exciting.
It was nothing, really. Anyway, the old shopkeeper let me in on the details. He said that he was a novice trader, tricked by a noble into selling low-quality goods. That ruse was about to come to light, so the noble had sent a mercenary to keep the shopkeeper silent.
So that's what really happened. I just heard you snapped and attacked some noble servant. I figured it was worth asking about.
Well, I won't deny it. I forgot my rank for a moment and let my instincts take over.
Is there something wrong with that? It sounds a little like something I would do.
And your, gentle approach to handling that robbery. That sounds like something I might do. You were not overcome by your impulses. You kept a cool head, for the most part.
I think we're starting to rub off on each other. Always looking for a way to defend justice and to lift each other up.
Partners in justice, eh? Well now, that I can agree to.
Hunting? Really? There's no way I can do this. Goddess, why couldn't I have stayed in today?
Bernadetta, is this a trouble you are having? I heard that the duty to hunt is yours today.
The duties all got assigned while I was holed up in my room.
Do not be worrying. I can show you the way to hunt well.
Oh, okay then.
When you see a beast, you are thinking of it as an enemy. That is how prey thinks. You must think of the beasts as food. That is how the hunter thinks.
So it's not an enemy, it's food. But, how is it food when it's still alive?
You pick the vegetables from the field. Those have life too. It is the same. You take a blade in your hand and take the lives of the vegetables. You cut their stalks and harvest without mercy. They do not scream, but you are still their killer.
Killer?
Fruit ripens and falls to the ground. The seeds sprout and a new life is born. That is life's cycle. It has cruelty, yes, but you must end life to eat. You must be killing to be living.
Maybe, but I don't know if I want to be some kind of vegetable murderer.
It is the same for rabbits, deer, pheasants. The only difference being that they cannot cry out. You must do what you must do to be living in this world. It is your task.
A task? Yes, just a task. A completely mindless task.
Feel it. There, in the grass. Prey is moving, just like a vegetable in the wind. Give it an arrow, just like you would give a vegetable a blade. It is just your task.
Right. That makes sense. It's just like cutting a stem.
You are now a hunter. You have learned how to hunt.
I am? I have? Oh, good! What a relief.
You have understanding now, I can tell.
Great! Leave it to me. I'll hunt down my prey
I have belief in you.
Aw, thanks, Petra. I can do this. Make way for Huntmaster Bernie!
Have luck, Bernie.
Ow! What? No! Stay back! I'm sorry, Mr. Rabbit, I didn't mean it! Why are you the one chasing me?
Dorothea, I want to be asking you a question.
Oh, please do.
Why have you come to Garreg Mach? Is your goal different from the rest?
Yes, I suppose. Everyone here is an heir or an heiress, but not me. I'm just a commoner. When I enrolled in the Officers' Academy, I was different than everyone else. I wanted to secure my future, and my big idea was to marry money. Ever since, I've been dating different, terribly well-to-do men, searching for a good one. So far, there's been no reason for a second date.
Marrying money? That is not sounding like a good idea. Money would be a bad husband.
Pretty much.
But you treat me well. I have so much gratitude. Well, why do you show me such friendliness when I am not money?
Oh, no, Petra. This isn't like that. I like spending time with friends. It's wonderful being friends with you, and I hope we can stay close for a long time to come.
Yes, I have that hope too. But I have also been thinking of who is good for me.
Oh, I see.
And still I am thinking we should be friends.
Oh, I know why. Because we're both trouble for Imperial nobility.
Yes, we both have troubles.
Feels nice, doesn't it? Knowing that together we can irritate that many people. Since we've already got a lot in common, let's get to know each other better, shall we?
Tomas, it is most...
Professor, you know, Professor. Well. 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 You know, Professor. I'll. You know. You know, but when I heard, you know, honestly, 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 you know, Professor. I'll gladly. Honest. I'll glad.
What the?
Dancing in Bridget. You have. You have. You have. You have. You have. You have. You. You have.
Hello? I shall take. I shall take.
You have my thanks.
Professor. It has been a while since we last spoke, Professor. Spare me a moment again, will you not? You recall how you helped me and allowed me to join your class, yes? I have learned a great many things since then. Indeed, I have truly grown so much. This personal growth is due in large part to you, and I wish to express my gratitude, sincerely. Excuse me? Are you implying that I am still naive? I will have you know that I have made many friends and am constantly learning new things. Why, when I go to the market alone, I even haggle. You must be familiar with the delicate art of haggling, in which one negotiates a lower asking price for an item. That is the type of knowledge common only to those as mature as myself. Who? Me? Have you not asked this once before? It is a bit rude to ask repeatedly, you know. Is that so? Well, it seems we have something in common, since I do not know your age either. Come now, there is nothing to be gained from focusing so heavily on age. Touching on a previous discussion, I think I have learned more about you. I mentioned how you possess an air of mystery. I compared you to any old sea, but I have come to realize you are more like a particular sea, one I have seen before. When I was quite small, my mother would take me out to play in the sea. She was an excellent fisher, my mother. I grew to love fish deeply because of her. Well, you see, fish are... Oh, wait. I was talking about the sea, was I not? Anyhow, I sense that, like the sea, your depths are seemingly impenetrable. Yet, despite your unknowable depths, there is something familiar about you. It's as if we have met somewhere, long, long ago. No, I do not think so. It is all quite strange, really. I wonder if we might be distant relatives. No, that cannot be it either. After all, if we were related, that would mean... Though considering all that Rhea has done, it is not entirely outside the realm of possibility. Oh, apologies. Just muttering to myself. It is nothing. Mutterings aside, I mean to say that you do not feel like a stranger to me. For whatever reason, I feel deeply connected to you. And for this, I am glad.
We did it! I couldn't be happier, Professor. I loved dancing in front of an audience again. Guess I'll have to learn something.
shall I shall take. I shall. I shall. Hello, Professor. I shall. I shall take. I shall. Hello, Professor. I'm very. I shall. I shall take. I shall take. I shall take. Hello, I shall. I shall. Hello, I'm very. I shall. I shall. I shall. Hello, What? What?
While I have little interest in food,
I would be.
Ooh.
I know.
For.
This is.
The ball is tomorrow. I have no worthwhile memories of such events, yet I'm still looking forward to this one.
As am I, in the sense that I look forward to destroying all of the unworthy suitors who will inevitably swarm Lady Edelgard.
I will admit, Edelgard is adorable. However, when it comes to elegance on the dance floor, I am superior.
You're not a bad dancer, Ferdy, but you do have some moves that are hard to watch.
You honor me with your kind words. I understand that I am sometimes too dazzling to behold directly.
I'm envious of your positive attitude. I also know how to dance, in theory. Maybe I should participate as well.
Not me! You wouldn't catch me dancing at a ball any sooner than you'd catch a fish swimming through the sky!
Well, you do tend to flop around like a fish on the land after all.
Why would you say that? Now I feel like a fish on a skillet.
On a skillet. Never mind.
Speaking of the ball, do we get to pick who we dance with? I wonder who I should ask.
A bold subject change. Should Lady Edelgard wish it, I would be honored to.
I will fight with all that I have within me.
Fighting? No, that's not really the point.
I will not be as a fish upon the flame.
Okay.
I have a proposition. Let's all agree to meet back at the monastery exactly 5 years from today.
Like a class reunion? It's a great idea.
5 years from today will be the Millennium Festival for Garrigmach Monastery. I've heard the magnitude of the festivities will exceed all prior years.
Oh, how exciting! Sounds like a great excuse to come visit our dear professor.
You will be seeing how much growing I have done. You will be pleased, Professor. This idea is good.
Who knows where each of us will be in 5 years' time, or who we will become. Still, I have faith that all of us will gather and celebrate our reunion.
That's assuming the professor is still here in 5 years, and not enjoying a cozy early retirement.
Even if that's the case, you will come, won't you? Whether or not you're still teaching here. Don't forget, my teacher. Even if the Millennium Festival should be cancelled, I promise to return here.
Running away? I understand. You hardly had the time to breathe in there. It must be hard to be the favorite teacher at the ball. Poor professor. So you do think you're the favorite? I might have known. But where is there to run? This place is filled with joyful students looking for a dance. Ah, I see. The Goddess Tower waits for you.
Here you are. Are you waiting for someone? For me? Well, you should have summoned me earlier. Regardless, here I am. No, nothing in particular. In fact, that's why I came here. This place, the Goddess Tower, it was special to my parents. My father attended the Officers' Academy himself. A few years after graduating, he was crowned emperor. One day, during a visit to the monastery, he snuck into the Goddess Tower on a nostalgic whim. And there she was, my mother. She had just enrolled in the academy that very year. They were instantly drawn to each other. Love at first sight, you could say. It was the first time either had truly been in love. Or so the story goes. Yes. Of course, as emperor, my father had already married for political reasons. As the empire demands many heirs, he also had numerous other lovers. In the end, my mother settled for becoming one of his many consorts. But I choose to believe there was genuine love between them. I suppose it's a silly story to cling to. some reason, I feel compelled to tell you all of these things I have kept hidden. I can't say the name, but it was a noble who I met in the kingdom a lifetime ago. Anyway, what about you? It's your turn to reveal some long-held secret. You can share a story about your past, or perhaps tell me about your first love. You're telling the truth. I can tell. I wasn't even able to make you blush. No, I'm the one who should apologize. It wasn't my intention to pry. I'm just intrigued by you and your mysterious past. You have supposedly always been a mercenary, but I believe there's more to your story than that. Let's leave it there for today and return to the ball. There must be plenty of students hoping to talk with you, and to dance with you. I would not wish to prevent you from mingling. I cannot keep you all to myself, after all.
It seems that everyone is having a delightful time. Will you not dance some more? How dull of you. Had I a body of my own? Oh, I would sing and dance until I fell upon the ground. But you... do as you will. Oh, you're not the only one who feels that way. Look over there. I'm bored beyond compare. Will you not follow her? Oh, come on, hurry up. I know that you are curious to see what she is up to. I hear someone singing from over there. That song. I feel that I have heard it in the past. Actually, it is not that I have heard it. Did I once sing that song to someone? No, there's more. I wrote this song. Oh, but how could that be so? If that were true, then how could she be singing it? Unless... No. I am suddenly so exhausted. As are you, no doubt? Quickly then, to bed with you.
Captain, where are you? Hey, Professor, have you seen your old man? Too bad. I guess it will have to be you then.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay. My last mission took longer than expected.
Captain, thank goodness you're here. There are reports of demonic beasts near the chapel.
Nonsense. I haven't heard anything about the monastery's walls being breached.
That's why I'm heading there now, to see what's really going on. You'll join as well, won't you?
Of course. We're both sworn to protect this place.
It's odd. Just before they appeared, someone saw a number of students heading toward the chapel. They were apparently acting strange, as though they weren't in their right minds. Shortly after, demonic beasts started to appear, one after another.
The students. There's no way those demonic beasts got in from the outside. But none of that matters right now. We need to act. Go summon your students. Damn it. I wanted to talk to you about something important, but there's no time. Oh, there's never any damn time. But this is much more urgent, so it can hold for now. I'll meet you there.
Is that thanks a bunch? 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 Come. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back.
There really are demonic beasts here. They're emerging from the chapel. I'll head that way. The rest of you, protect the students who weren't able to get away.
Help me! These beasts, they're...
Somebody, help me!
You stupid beasts! Don't you dare come over here!
I will get the victory.
Put me in there.
Stay focused.
Put me in there. Here we go!
Oh no.
That's my cue.
Thanks for helping.
The demonic beasts were actually students. How can this be?
I will prevail.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Battle?
Leave it to me.
a stone or something on its forehead.
Stay focused.
An ambitious plan.
I'll find their weakness.
I will get the victory. You will be slashed down! You can't stop me!
I'd like to take it easy.
I will help also.
Not the time to rest.
I will remove you! I work to...
Amazing.
Thank you! But my friends who couldn't get away, are they okay?
What? I lost. Put me in there.
I am
Ferdinand von Eyre. As you wish.
I will prevail.
Leave it to me.
What a thrill!
I'd like to take it easy.
An ambitious plan.
I'll find their weakness.
I will get the victory. I will win!
What? Take over for me?
I'd rather retreat. Where I can hide. I was so scared. I'll find a way to repay you. I promise.
Stay focused.
Let the lesson begin.
That was fun to watch.
I shouldn't strain myself.
Thank you. You really think you can keep going? Don't push yourself too hard. Thinking about what happened at Ramire Village, it's clear you've gotten the hang of being a leader. Maybe you should have taken command of me too.
There's nothing. Ha!
Sorry. That was a close one.
You saved me. Thank you.
There isn't a trace of evidence to be found in the chapel. This must have something to do with Ramire. Perhaps...
Wait!
Huh? Another student? Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. You're just a pathetic old man. How dare you get in the way of my brilliant plan, you dog.
Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. Huh? What are you doing here?
You must survive, merely because there is still a role that I require you to fulfill.
believe that the first time I saw you cry, your tears would be for me. It's sad, and yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid.
So this is where your father lived. Hmm? Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate. Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there. Your father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest. Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? And still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
Ah, here you are. To think that that Gerald would meet his end like that. I hope you know that you were the most important thing in the world to him. He wasn't the most emotional guy. I'm sure expressing his affection wouldn't have come naturally to him. After what's happened, it's up to me now. I, Alois, swear to protect you in the captain's stead. Sorry. This isn't the time for my blathering. Lady Rhea is looking for you. I came to tell you that. I'll take my leave now.
This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest. Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Professor, I have been waiting for you. I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Gerald was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend.
He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garrigmach. Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child. Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning. Your mother, she was my...
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately. A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells. Long ago, the guardian Saros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Saros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
Loading screens.
You're here again. Professor, you've been crying.
What gave that away?
So, even you cry sometimes. Oh, I suppose that was thoughtless of me to say.
It's fine.
My teacher, you're so blinded by grief that you can't see what's going on right in front of you. Are you waiting for time to heal your wounds? Or have you curled up in a corner and lost the will to carry on?
How could you ask me something like that?
It's not like you to speak to me like that. You know I'd never ask you a question without purpose. Only you can truly understand your own sadness. Others can sympathize, or even empathize, but all anyone else can offer are the tears of an outsider looking in. So I have no intention of crying for you, or of standing still with you. All I can do is promise to reach out my hand when the time comes for me to move forward.
What do you mean?
The mysterious organization that was carrying out experiments in Remire Village and the chapel, they're up to something near Garrigmach. The Archbishop has sent the Knights to undertake a large-scale investigation. No information has surfaced yet, but our enemies will soon be discovered. When they are, will you lead us into battle? Or will you just sit here, with no thought for the future that is fast approaching? My teacher, there is a choice to be made. I hope you make the right one.
My. She really is quite arrogant. She spoke her mind without an ounce of reservation. But she is right. The time has come to stand again. You know already what your answer is.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim. I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Oh, of course. I am always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done. You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled
beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind. Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Thank you.
Any supports? Ferdinand and Flame C support.
What is that lovely smell? It seems to be coming from the training area. What could it be?
You have met your match, Rust. Ah, so stubborn.
Good day to you, Ferdinand. You smell amazing. That is you I am smelling, is it not?
Ah, Flame, hello. Are you referring to the smell of this oil?
Aha! Yes, that is the smell, all right.
I am simply doing some armor maintenance. A little oil keeps the rust at bay, ensuring that the armor moves smoothly, without any hitches.
I see. I thought maybe you were doing some cooking. You smell a bit like food. But I suppose that is the oil tricking my nose.
I would not cook in the training area. Are you hungry by chance?
Not really, no. But is that oil not also used for cooking? For things like frying meat or drizzling over a nice crisp salad? Things of that nature? Were I to coat my armor in oil that smells of food, I would be distracted by hunger at all times.
You don't wear armor.
I doubt that amidst actual fighting, the smell would still make you hungry. When you are in the thick of it, you devote all your focus and energy to the fight. There is no time to feel peckish.
I suppose you're right. And actually, all of this talk of delicious oil has made me hungry.
In that case, I will accompany you to the dining hall. I will be finished in a couple of minutes.
I must apologize, Ferdinand, but I cannot wait even a moment for you. I am famished. I shall be in the dining hall, getting my fill of fried goodies.
Well, that was quick. I will admit, now that she has mentioned it, it is a rather appetizing smell.
Flame is America personified. What other paralogs are there? Is that one urgent? Next month, okay.
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you.
Thank you.
Well, it would be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
Where? Ripping pepperonis.
I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Gerald? He was so strong.
What happens, happens.
I suppose, but please take care, Professor. We can't afford to lose you too.
Monica von Ox. There is nothing suspicious in her past that would suggest this change of character. Her transformation must have something to do with her disappearance last year. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. I wonder who kidnapped her, and why.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I am so sorry. The failing was clearly our own.
Yes.
We didn't notice the enemy's invasion. And now Gerald. I apologize. There is nothing I can say to atone for our sins. Professor, please do not let your guard down even among the people of the monastery. There is no way to know where another enemy may be hiding.
Really? Professor, you have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you. If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
I've never been much for condolences. How about a little logic instead? The knights have spread out around Garreg Mach in search of Gerald's murderers. Thus, the monastery's fighting strength is, for the moment at least, depleted. Perhaps that was the enemy's real objective. We should be prepared for further confrontation.
Except that siege doesn't really happen, so...
Well...
You've lost someone very dear to you. I'm so... You have my sympathy. Manuela and I can take on some of your workload this month. We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you. I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
Right. I have something rather uncomfortable to discuss. It's about the weapon that killed Gerald. Will you listen?
I'll listen.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger. It wasn't made of iron or steel because, well, because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure? I wonder who they were.
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
A small leather bag
ring.
and inside it's a ring.
I have seen it before. Ah, I know. Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
Excuse me. Professor, how are you holding up? I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart. I lost my mother some time ago. It was... Forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain as if it were brand new. Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter. Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
I'm so sorry about what happened to Gerald. No, of course my sorrow is nothing compared to yours. The Knights are even now searching for our enemy's whereabouts. They are to report back the moment they find something. If you desire revenge, Professor, you can count me in.
Go on, Bernie, get in there.
Got him! Got him! Got him! No! Do it!
Right.
Got him! Anywhere I can hide.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm not even close to being strong enough. I mean, Gerald was so much stronger than me, but even he... that's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Hey there.
Hello there, Professor.
It is a shame what happened to Gerald. I am sorry. There are no words. Leave some flowers on his grave for me.
Hello there.
Captain Gerald's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't... I can't believe...
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor, I'm so sorry.
Hello there. This one, yes. 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 Thank you. This one, yes. Thank you. Return soon, please.
Hey there. Is this it? Is this... There you go. 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 Come back anytime.
this one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. You have a good a pleasure. You have a good 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 pleasure to come again.
Oh no. Professor, thank you for all you have done for us. Nothing to report today.
Hey! I heard Gerald passed away. My deepest condolences. I knew him long before I ever even met you. He was always so much fun to be around. It's such a loss. Hey, how about a favor?
I trained with Gerald just the other day. Why? Why did he have to go and die? It's too awful. He didn't deserve it.
Do you have time for a request?
Oh.
Professor?
I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former. Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so... There you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
Professor, I brought some flowers for Gerald.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Excuse me.
Not just Tomas, but Monica, too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we? Who are these people, really? What do they want?
Professor. Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood. Receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me. I pray that Gerald is happy in the next world.
He's with Mother now. I had to turn the game down on my headphones, it's really loud.
Professor, I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage. But when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say, but I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have been very proud to have you as his child. Professor, I'm sure you will pull through this because you're so strong, Professor. Best to stay calm during such tumultuous and upsetting times. We don't know the nature of our enemies. If we underestimate them, anything could happen.
We should be careful.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to lose you too, Professor.
I'm starting to find the story missions too easy, so I'm gonna stop grinding for a bit. I'm finding the story missions way too easy.
The other night, I had the honor of sharing a drink with Gerald. He was pretty tactless, honestly. He could be blunt at times, but he always looked like such a proud, happy father whenever he spoke of you.
Professor, I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried. Oh, Professor, you must be starving. Mercy and I made some sweets for you. We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Thank you for the thought.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it. All I said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can. You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
You were already told. I am learning here, from the Academy. What are you thinking, Professor?
You do not have to leave if you do not wish it.
I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
Right.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
Professor, I'm so happy to see you. You're finally returning to your old self. To see the light in your eyes again is a gift. It inspires me to carry on as well. As you know, the Knights are searching furiously for any trace of the enemies who escaped. I'll inform you immediately if I learn anything relevant.
There is no one here who has not heard tales of Geralt's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss. I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
Dear Goddess. Professor, it seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Leonie. She really loved Geralt. I hope she can bounce back. I'll say a prayer for Geralt's soul. There's not much else I can do.
Professor? Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But well, I'm glad to see you out in the world again. It seems this month will be a quiet one around here. There aren't many knights around to liven things up.
Most of the knights are gone, seeking out the enemy.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's important, but is it a good idea to neglect the safety of the monastery?
What do you think, Professor?
It would be a shame if we were invaded.
I agree. We can send some knights after our enemies, but so many? It makes the church seem reckless.
Professor? Do you think we'll still be able to graduate? If dangerous things keep happening around here, who even knows? I'm worried. I hope that all the students and professors will be there to celebrate at the graduation ceremony.
Ah.
Professor?
Adorable, really.
Maybe. When I heard that Monica was with the enemy, I was surprised by how unsurprised I was. Something was just off about her. It's hard to explain. That said, whenever she had free time, she was always hanging around with Edelgard. I wonder if Edelgard is also... Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just being paranoid. Please ignore me.
What's the word for that? Sedition? Sedition?
Professor.
Dun, 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 dun. The Spice Festival.
Why?
This is my...
This is...
Oh, this is...
No one else likes anything.
Perhaps.
May I ask you something?
Go on. When one professor lectures many students, some will inevitably have trouble keeping up, while others will get too far ahead in their studies. I wonder how this problem might be solved. Perhaps lectures should be optional.
Ah, understood.
Dun, dun, dun.
Professor.
It should be easy.
Dun, dun,
We
dun.
did it! I understand.
St. Sarah's Day.
Yeah! I'll sing so.
I'll keep my...
I'm getting.
Practice.
I am grateful.
Right, I'm just gonna do the quest battle. Ocean View I'll be doing next month, so I'll do the quest battle first. And that'll be it. Only need Violet.
Stay focused.
What? Miss.
We must.
30 strength. I'll take it.
Perhaps I've been well.
Professor!
Let's put this...
You've done me a great service.
Dark Bishop Hubert time. You still need to promote. Everyone else is pretty much where they need to be.
Enlightening. Not a total.
I'm getting.
Did Linhart just learn warp? Nani? Right. Explore. I'm going to eat with everybody. Yeah, I've got the highest amount of supports I can get with all my characters.
Professor.
Wait. Okay, so you're a B support with everyone. Well, you should be eating with the girls. You should have eaten with Linhart or Petra. Okay, Linhart eat with Bernie. I can't do that. I'll just do this then. I'm not gonna bother.
While I...
Hey there. Is this... There you go. Come back anytime. Hello there.
This one, yes? I thank you.
Return soon, please.
Professor.
Professor, I know where the enemy is. Where Solon is. They're in a place called the Sealed Forest, close to the monastery. The Archbishop is gathering the knights to begin a search. She's doing so in secret, behind our backs.
Why in secret?
She must be afraid that a thirst for revenge will compel you to seek them out. Now that you know, will you give us the order?
No, I will not allow it.
This discovery comes just when the knights are at their busiest. It is all too likely that our foes revealed themselves to lure you out there. They are the ones who took Geralt from you. I know how you must despise them, but I must ask you to rein in your personal feelings for now.
You can't stop me.
Please, Professor, do not act carelessly. I ask that you leave this to us. Losing you so soon after losing Gerald would be unbearable.
Lady Rhea, Our professor is not acting out of revenge. Sending us out there is the most strategic move we can make. You can't deny it. Most of the knights are still far away. Not only does our professor wield a hero's relic, but there is no one here who is more powerful. Seteth and the few remaining knights can't leave the monastery unattended. We have fought under our teacher's command countless times. We are the most effective army here, and we are already prepared for battle. We have no idea what the enemy is plotting. We must act now.
Professor, do you agree with this strategy? Understood. I will give you the order. Destroy the enemy that is hiding in the sealed forest. You have the protection of the goddess on your side. Whatever happens, you shall overcome.
Let's go, my teacher. Whatever happens, do not lose your conviction out there.
Hey, don't look so down, you're out to get revenge. You don't need that. Okay. Once again, Ferdinand, you are going to be the key bearer. The Sealed Forest Snare. In the pursuit of justice for Gerald, you and your students find themselves deep in the Sealed Forest. Let's go. Revenge.
We are now within the sealed forest. We must not let our guard down.
Professor, we'll avenge Gerald for you, no matter what.
Remember, it is a bad idea to get distracted by revenge.
I have readiness. Our enemies will be taking... we will take our enemies down.
Well, it's not like we have any other missions this month. I suppose this is as good a way as any to spend our energy.
Lindhart spending energy? We better finish this fast before the pigs start flying everywhere.
Lower your voice. The enemy could be close.
It is time to repay the kindness of the professor who saved my life.
Professor, I know I'm the one who insisted we come here, but don't doubt for a moment that the enemy is waiting for you.
Lady Edelgard, what are you saying?
What other objective could they possibly have? We have no clue what kind of trap is waiting for us. Please be careful, my teacher. We can't afford to lose you.
The enemy is strong, but you will prevail. You must.
About time you got here. Jeez, Jim, you're late. You right? Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You missed Gerald dying like a true knight. You fell asleep. You sleeping? Lies. You never sleep. Dang. You good? I mean, you got work tomorrow,
Look
so how are you
there,
gonna sleep?
demonic beasts. I suppose they aren't holding back.
Fell asleep too early.
Hello, you're here. Welcome to the Forest of Death. My name is Kranya. This weakling girl was just a borrowed look for me. This is what I really look like. Now, you vermin, I'll take down every last one of you.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Put me in there.
Oh no.
As you wish.
Leave it to me.
Byleth going in.
That's my cue.
That helps.
I will prevail.
You have to do the question.
I will
What
get
is the
victory.
question? Yes, I have actually done a Tempest Lance this stream. Are you proud of me?
Stay focused.
I'm pretty sure I have done a Tempest Lance every stream. Uh-oh. I effed up.
If it. Oh, or do you simply intend to let me go? How accommodating of you. As for me.
I effed up. I effed up. I'm still on my leveling up settings. Rewind. It's rewind time.
If this takes too long, I might be forced to escape. Oh, or do you simply intend to let me go? How accommodating of you. As for me, I intend to kill you all.
Predictable. It's over.
Okay, Boomer.
You fought well. Should I have held back? Predictable. No hesitation.
I won't.
Each battle a chance to grow. As expected.
If it was possible, do you agree that Ferdinand would be the most glorious Pegasus Knight ever? No, I don't think he would.
I will prevail.
That's my cue.
Well done.
Ah. Come on, crit, crit, crit. There we go. Which male character would rock a Pegasus the best?
I'm impressed.
Hubert.
Stay focused. Each battle a chance to grow. Battle.
He's always wanted to ride a
You'll be
Pegasus,
repaid.
so...
I will get the victory.
No, I do. I think it is a serious answer. Genuinely, that's what I think.
No.
Put me in there.
Because I feel like if Hubert was a Pegasus Knight,
No one
he'd
makes a
have
pass
the Darkfly color palette, so it would still be a black Pegasus. So I feel like it would be cool. Curveball Sylvain. Hades love and
Ferdinand von
Pegasus.
Eyre.
True. Yeah, I just did the Tempest Lance for you, Jim. You happy?
Leave it to me.
It's like a sweet medieval whip. No, but genuinely, I think Hubert, because he'd have the Dark Pegasus. I think that would look cool.
Hardly worth my time.
But yeah, Jamie, I calculated it. Turns out Hubert has only missed magic 3 times.
Not so fast.
He's grown at every level except 3 times. Because his base is what? 11? Is his base 11 or 12? If his base is 13, he hasn't missed a single magic. And I know he has missed at least one. I think his base is 11. I'm pretty sure. And if that's the case, he's actually only missed it twice. No, once. Base 12. Okay, so he's missed it once then. He's missed magic once. He's gained 21 levels. And what's his growth again? Just, what, 55% growth? Okay, but you probably used stat items. I didn't.
Right makes might, right?
Oh, as in 18 magic, level 18, Hubert. So in 17 levels, you've missed it. You've only gained 6 magic. In 18 levels, you've missed 17. You've missed it 12 times. Am I just lucky then?
Can I go now?
I told you, Jim, I do have good luck. Sometimes. Sometimes I just thought Edelgard crit, and she crit.
I just worked harder.
You're more lucky with bad luck. What do you mean by that?
Appreciate it.
As in you're unlucky? Or...
Well...
Oh, so it's as in like when enemies have like a 1% crit chance on you, they'll crit.
You are nothing.
Unnervingly often. I only have one word to tell you, and that is oof. Terribly sorry.
No one makes it past me.
Does Edelgard have a unique conversation with Kronya?
Huh?
Yes.
What are you? Are you here to kill me? I am. Prepare yourself for death while you still can.
This is gonna hurt.
Okay, but 10% is not necessarily a low chance, you know. I would argue. what it is, but you know what I mean. Ruptured heaven.
You're a fool to be so brazen. You'll never avenge your father at this rate. I'll have to kill you too, with my own hands.
I mean, anything above 10%, I consider a high crit rate.
But how? How could I really lose to a lowly creature like you?
Because I'm the protagonist.
Well,
Solon, don't just stand there and stare. I need your help.
yes, you most certainly do.
Huh?
You might be able to in 3 hopes.
Have no fear, Kranya. Your sacrifice will help to rid this world of the filthy vermin that have long infested.
So you want to S support her, but in Kronya, but in her actual form. So you just get 10% correct. Who died? Okay. To be fair, usually the only time I get crit by the enemy is when it's doing 0 damage anyway.
Time is finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies.
Unless it's the Death Knight, yes. But the Death Knight is a different story. I would argue that the Death Knight is not a generic enemy, correct? For obvious reasons. We're here to talk about Death Knight 99.
Be gone with you, Fellstar.
Nani?
That could only have been magic. What happened to our professor?
He's
They were
dead.
swallowed by the mystical darkness of the forbidden spell. An eternity wandering in a void of nothingness, never to return to this world. To think, we almost had the sword of the Creator.
You're lying! Our professor is alive, I know it!
That's right. Our professor is no ordinary human.
It is hard to fathom that our professor would die in a place like this.
It is possible that death has yet to find your friend, but there are worse things than death. Drifting through the darkness with no chance of escape, overwhelmed with hopelessness. It must be torturous.
You're already boasting a victory, but know this. If you did use such devious tricks to stop our professor, I swear that you will regret it.
So, do you think, right, Jim, if it turns out that Byleth did die in this case, right? Do you think Edelgard would not have attacked the church and would have instead just taken out those who slither?
I cannot help but agree with her this once. Even if our professor is trapped in darkness, that is not the end of their story.
I will not forgive such arrogance. If you prefer it so, you shall also be added to the ranks of the dead.
The dead.
You fool! What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? Are you just a boulder that rolls down whatever hill it's on? No, even a boulder has more sense.
I'm sorry.
Apologizing won't make things right! This darkness is terrifying! As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. Please consider this. This realm of darkness we are in is separate from the world from which you came. I mean that it would take a god to leave this place. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
I mean, the life of a mercenary kinda does that, so yeah, I am.
How very brave of you to joke at times like these. There is no other choice.
What choice?
Do you recall your father's diary?
Nah.
He said you were a child who never cried nor laughed. I think I am the one to blame. I must have been asleep, but even then, I feel I was a part of you. I do not know how Rhea managed it, but she allowed me to exist inside of you. The truth is, I have always been with you. It is within you that I found my power yet again. The power of a goddess. The power of the progenitor god. My name is Sothis. By now, you must be well aware of what that means. I am the one who watches over Fodlan and the creatures dwelling there. I am Sothis, she who died and then returned.
Somehow, I know it to be true.
There
Oh
is
yeah,
but
Jim.
one thing left to do to save us from this darkness of eternity. I must now use the power of a god.
Jim, have you noticed this chanting in the background? It's the same chanting as in Apex of the World.
However, I lack a body of my own. And so I must relinquish all the power that I have to you. The time has come for you and I to join as one. And when that comes to pass, then I shall disappear.
1,000 hours, I never noticed it. You don't have 1,000 hours. I won't allow it.
When I say disappear, I do not mean that all I am
I
will be
will.
no more.
You don't have 1,000 hours.
My soul will join with yours, and you and I will never be apart. But I will no longer have the chance to speak with you.
Check yourself.
I shall miss it. So long.
You're really at
have I
least
been on
around
this path with
800.
you. Through you, I got to
Just
see
click your
and
profile
hear
on the
this
top left.
world. I even got to chastise you from time to time. I may not have acted like a goddess, but it was certainly fun. For all that you have done, thank you. I'm glad that it was you to whom my fate was bound.
Thank you for everything. Go to the
Now,
home screen and
we
check
must
and
pray.
click your profile and check.
For if we share this wish, our spirits too will join as one. Your wish is to return to the forest, stop the enemy, and rescue the little ones. No need for words. I know your heart as though it were my own.
I mean, we call them little ones, but they're about my age, you know.
Your will and mine are now as one. Both sides of time are revealed to you, and you alone. You know I am the beginning. What shall you do?
Is that why they made Sophis look like a child? Because she's called the beginning. And being a child is like the beginning of someone's life. Just clicked. So you've played 950 hours then, not 1,000. Still got 2 more days.
Darkness itself.
You still got 2 more days, lad.
Professor, it is you, right? I knew that you would always come back to us. I'd like to ask about your appearance, but for now, let's dispose of our enemies.
What did you see in the darkness of Zaharas? This should be impossible. The only being that can withstand that darkness is... Unless I dispose of you myself, I may never have the chance to send you back there.
Using the Sophis allowed the soul of the creator to regain its true power. Get wrecked.
As expected.
How dare you call me that name? I will be pedantic.
I thank you.
Right, Petra, stab this guy, please. Yeah, just stab him. One sec, okay.
Let the lesson begin.
Admiration.
Ow.
Thanks for helping. I owe you.
We have this!
Think this'll work?
My heart is full of victory.
This is what I do.
Ah, you bugger.
Here we go! What a jump. Thanks for helping.
smarts.
Only a fool challenges me.
Victory received. Apologies.
I owe you.
Yeah, it worked.
All roses have thorns.
Got him!
I can.
Show me more.
I want to see Edelgard's unique conversation. And then kill him with Byleth.
So this is how it is. I cannot let you live.
You stole the words from my mouth. You lost the moment you failed to kill the professor. You're weak.
Defeat the enemy commander.
That is that.
Haha, I've stolen your spot now, loser.
I am terrified by you. Even though an emotion like fear has no place inside me, that means you must be eliminated. Watch and learn.
Wow.
It's over. To think that I would lose to mere beasts. But this is not the end. Tullus will carry out our mission somehow.
It's over. Now, Professor, about your appearance.
Ah, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
That hair. And those eyes. You remind me of someone. What happened to you?
The goddess gifted me her power.
The goddess? I see. Well, I'm happy for you. Your weapon is called the Sword of the Creator, after all. It's no wonder she looks favorably upon you. Just as it was with Saint Saros, no doubt.
And just how will you use this new power, Professor?
For the people of the world.
That is so like you to say that. Tell me, if the world, and your students included, were to divide and go to war with each other, what would you do? In that scenario, each side would represent both the world and your students. Who would you... Professor, have you fallen asleep? This must be a side effect of your recent changes. I can't just leave you here. I could try carrying you, but no, I had better call for Hubert.
In time's flow, see the glow of flames ever burning bright on the swift rivers drift, broken memories alight.
Professor, you must remain still.
Where am I?
Everything is all right. There is no need to worry. Those who are trying to harm you are far away. How lovely it would be for this moment to last forever. I wish I could hold on to this time we have stolen, that you and I could create a world without end. I have heard whispers of what happened to you. Your appearance. You have received power from the goddess. From the moment you took hold of the sword of the Creator, I prayed that one day the radiant power of Sothis, which bathes Fodlan in its celestial light, might reside within you. But you are so much more than the light. You are my... Close your eyes, dear one. Sleep just a while longer. I will be watching over you, always, always and forever.